look at the starters for the Pistons. Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Duncan Robinson out there with Cade Cunningham. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. And for Utah, we've got Bailey. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Nurkic. Then it's George. And it's Mikhailuk in at the shooting guard position. And although it's still early in the season, Greg, what kinds of storylines have caught your attention so far?
How the All-Star voting is shaping up. All-Star appearances are mentioned on a player's resume, especially when they retire. So these guys want to be one as many times as possible.
Now here's Markkanen. It's good.
Boy, the mechanics of Markkanen's shooting is just so pure. You feel like it's going down every time he shoots it.
To the middle. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Outside, Markkanen. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for Detroit. And a wide open look for Cunningham. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
A shot Cunningham continues to hone. When he's connecting from deep, this offense really opens up.
Now, here is George. Nurkic a screen on Cunningham. Outside, Markkanen. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Markkanen's got 5 points so far. And here's Cunningham. This game we saw him score 14. Pass to Duren. Over in the corner, Cunningham. From the wing. And the rebound by Nurkic.
That's a breakdown defensively right there, folks. He just could not make the pay.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Much of our discussion centered around Cade Cunningham. He said that's their catalyst. They look to him to control the pace, to read the defense, and to make the right basketball play, which he usually does. He is very tough to neutralize. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Allie, thanks. Now here is Harris. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And Utah has possession. Following the 3 by Detroit. Pass to Mikhailuk. Fires the 3. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now here is Harris. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild. But they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
Here's Thompson. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
The craftiness on his finish helped Thompson grab the whistle on that play.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And this young Pistons team, GA, you and I love them, building around toughness.
Yeah, offensively, attacking the paint, defensively, where they are engaged. And they'll sing into the foul line quite a bit, but it's a product of that hard-nosed style.
Now, here's Markkanen. He had 27 points last game. Cunningham outside. Duren sets the screen for Cunningham. Harris finds Duren. Driving to the basket. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Duren's got his second basket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
It's stolen by Duren. Cunningham looking it over. Pass to Harris. Outside Robinson. And it's off from three-point range. Jazz trail by 5. To the paint. Here's Mikhailuk. Drops in the layup for 2. Mikhailuk's got 5 now.
And you lay that pass out there just like a great quarterback. Let your teammate run to it.
Now, here's Thompson. Pass to Cunningham. Here's the 3. No good there. And now here's Nurkic. He'll bring it up for Utah. It's stolen by Harris. And Duran, here we go.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Pass to Markkanen. The 3 ball. Buries it from three-point range. Markkanen's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Boy, the man from Finland is very confident in that jumper. Markkanen, no doubt.
Nurkic with the steal. Cunningham against George. Markkanen from outside. Rebound, Detroit, fresh from a win against Portland.
And if you look at the box score from that game, guys, the first thing you'll notice is how many turnovers they forced.
And I think that's a product of being incredibly aggressive. You could see that was a part of their strategy going in, and I thought they were consistently following that the entire game.
Clock at 4. That's a 2 from Cunningham. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far. It's George on the wing. Pass to Mikhailuk. Jazz passing it around. Markkanen from outside. Bangs home the trifecta. 11 points in the game.
Well, you can see the team is just continuing to call his number. Until the defense figures it out, it ain't going to change.
Thompson, a screen on George. It's Cunningham with the drive. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Cunningham's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Bailey with the ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against Denver. Now Harris. Pass to Robinson. Left side, Harris. Thompson sets the pick for Harris. Lets the 3 fly. Markkanen pulls it in. Utah trailing here. Now, here is George. 20 points for him last game against Denver.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Now, this shows you how dynamic Lauri Markkanen is as a scorer. If he feels good, boy, the numbers come in a hurry.
Cunningham against George. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Detroit.
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
That's good from Cunningham. You know, Greg, after struggling with injuries to start his NBA career, Cade Cunningham is figuring it out.
And the former #1 overall pick in 21, last season his first All-Star appearance, and he's only getting started.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for George. Just an incredible month of basketball. Putting up about 25 points per game, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Now, here's George. Still scoreless. Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Markkanen. Fires for three. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Outside Robinson. Cunningham outside. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
For Detroit, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Sensabaugh is checked in, and it's Collier in for Mikhailuk.
And it's easy to see why so many are so high on Cunningham, a talented guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Now, here is George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Here's Cunningham, following the bucket by the Jazz. Harris outside. It's Duren, top of the key. 5 to shoot. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
Filipowski, he's checked in for Utah. That's good from Duren. Here's George. Outside, Markkanen. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Pass to Ivy. Here's Cunningham. 11 points in the game. With the crossover, and that's 2 points on the layup. Cunningham's got 13.
I love the mentality of Cunningham tonight, looking for his shot, and boy, is he producing.
Picked by Markkanen, and there's the drive. Here's Collier, Ivy defending. Shot clock at 5, pass to Collier. No good with the triple. The Pistons leading. Inside, Duren, and Duren slams it in.
Bang, bang. Doesn't get much simpler than that.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
You know what? There was a lot of standing around in that basketball game. Failing to move bodies and failing to move the basketball is a bad formula. And Markkanen, a big-time athlete, set that lob up in the air and he'll finish.
Pass to LeVert. There's a minute 34 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Cunningham over George. And Cunningham with the basket on the assist by LeVert. He's got 15.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
George passes to Markkanen. We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter. George, no good. So for the Jazz, their last game, a loss to the Nuggets.
Painful to watch, guys. You could see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Now George, following the three-point attempt by Cade Cunningham. George passes to Conley. 3-pointers off the mark. Detroit leading by 4. Pass to LeVert. And here is Harris. Cunningham outside. Back to Harris. Launches a 3. A rebound by the Jazz.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
And here is Markkanen. There's the triple. And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for the Pistons. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
On the floor for Detroit, they've got Ivy. Isaiah Stewart out there with Holland. Then there's Karis LeVert, and it's Jenkins in at the 1 spot. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Collier. Collier's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Jazz. LeVert with it. Nothing on the board. Stewart, a screen for LeVert. In the corner, Ivy with it. That's tipped. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Here's Collier. Left side, Love. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
Now, here's Ivy. And Stewart gets it to go.
I love it. Instead of going ISO, you make a play for someone else.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. For 3, Love. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, Kevin Love understands that the 3 can make all the difference in momentum. You get one, I'm going to answer right back.
Now Jenkins, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Stewart kicks to Ivy. 16 feet away. That misses off the backboard. Utah's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Hey guys, the Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Guys?
Building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy. A different look here for Detroit. Asar Thompson, he's checked in for Holland. Robinson comes in for Ivy. And it's Cunningham in for Jenkins. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Outside, Markkanen. Alkailu passes to Collins. Markkanen a screen on Cunningham. Here's Collier. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
No, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
The Jazz shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for. Around 80% on the season.
One shot.
Doris, you were a great ball handler in your day. So with that in mind, do you think players are carrying the ball too much now?
Kev, this is such a hot topic. Carrying the basketball is when the ball ends up directly on the palm. The closest we get to that is what we call the hang dribble from players. They're trying to extend the possession so that they can read the defense. To me, that's the only point of concern.
Here's Filipowski. Still yet to score. Larkin in a screen on Cunningham. And it's Collier missing. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And that will be game 3 of 6 played away from home. LeVert finds Cunningham. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Let's pause for a moment to show you the teams that have been the best on the glass over the course of the month. The Pistons, number 1.
I mean, they've taken their rebounding to another level, getting physical and playing with a ton of energy.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Just 4 to shoot. Good on the shot. LeVert's got his first basket.
LeVert is very skilled. This guy is a capable scorer who will let it fly if you give him room.
Pass to Bailey. The Jazz working the ball around now. Markkanen can't get it to go. Pistons leading by 3. Thompson in the corner. Cunningham outside. Shoots over Collier. And Cunningham with the basket on the assist by Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Utah has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Markkanen from outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Markkanen's got 24.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Cunningham passes to Stewart. Now, here's LeVert. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Utah with the rebound. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
So Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Here's Collier. He has 5. Pass to Mikhailuk. Now Bailey. LeVert defending. Here's Collier. Fires from deep. Robinson pulls it in.
You know, for this team to win games, he knows he's got to be much more efficient than he's been.
Cunningham outside. It's up a 3. Does not go down. That miss makes him 7 for 12 in the game. Pass to Collier. Here's Bailey. He's covered by Thompson. Markkanen a screen on Cunningham. Outside, Markkanen. Off target from outside. Pistons leading by 4. And here's Cunningham. 17 points in the game. Pass to Stewart. Shoots over Filipowski. And Stewart gets it to go. Stewart's got the lead up to 6 now for the Pistons. The Jazz shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Here's Collier. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Markkanen, count that bucket. Markkanen's got 5 points now this quarter.
about that? Markkanen able to take the contact and play through it. Big-time finish.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Here's of Nurkic. He's checked in for the Jazz. Keontae George comes in for Collier. Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Detroit. Harris comes in for Karis LeVert. Pistons leading by 4. Cunningham with it, providing around 26.5 points a game. Rarely has an off night. Robinson on the wing. Detroit, no good that time either. Jazz have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Bailey with the ball, picked up by Harris. George in the post. Cunningham's there. Back to George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Markkanen a screen on Cunningham. And it's George missing. The Pistons have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Cunningham sets a screen for Harris. There's the lob to Duren. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Jaren Jackson and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Friday, they'll go up against Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
And George with the stuff.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
Now Cunningham. He's got 19. Driving in. And it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Pass to Mikhailuk. George sets a screen. Mikhailuk can't get it to go.
Boy, normally he makes that. Defense gets lucky there.
Cunningham finds Robinson. Down low. Shot's good by Duren. And it's an 8-point Detroit lead.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
George looking around. Pass to Bailey. Outside, Markkanen. Now Bailey. He's covered by Thompson. Jacks up a 3. And it's Bailey that time, the assist by Nurkic. Bailey's got his first 3 points of the game.
This is why you love Nurkic. This guy is an exceptional passer.
Now here is Harris. Robinson sets a screen for Harris. They get it again. Duren. And Duren slams it in.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. So it's Utah now after the basket by Detroit. Pass to Nurkic. Outside, George. Here's Mikhailuk. That ball's nice speed that time from George. George has got 5 assists tonight.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
Now, here is Robinson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Portland. Lets it go with a 3. Drains the three-pointer. Robinson's got 6.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's Markkanen. 26 points for him. Nurkic a screen on Harris. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 5 on the basket for Markkanen.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Now here is Harris. Scoreless thus far.
He's just one of those veterans you can count on from the line. Harris really makes an impact from the stripe.
Pistons have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. First free throw is good. And Harris drops them both. Jazz trail by 7. To the inside. Stolen by Thompson. Cunningham with it. George picks him up, and he gets it to go.
Assist goes to
23 points for Cade Cunningham.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And it's Bailey in the corner. Outside, Markkanen. Knocks down the 3-ball. Markkanen's got 31.
Well, nice job to capitalize right there in an instance where all you got to do is catch and shoot.
Cunningham outside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Keontae George picked one up. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good. That'll do it for the first half. Pistons ahead. Leading after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
Howdy, folks. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Before we recap the first half, let's see what the standings look like in the East. Veering off topic a bit, I wanted to ask you guys, who would you say is the best trash talker of all time?
Man, there's been a lot of them. But I'll go with either Bird or Jordan, because trash talk is only good if you can back it up.
I really can't say because nobody talked trash to me. They were too afraid of the consequences.
Okay, now that's a lie, because I talk trash to you all the time, and I haven't seen any consequences.
Oh, just wait till the next break, buddy boy. Been saving up.
And weaving back to the first half of our game, Cade Cunningham showing out.
And what he did to those defenders, you know they're in the locker room right now discussing ways to keep the ball out of his hands.
That may be the only way to stop him, because even against doubles, he's been accurate. And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Lauri Markkanen having a dominant impact in this game.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Bailey out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's George. And it's Mikhailuk in at the 2 guard. That's the group right now for Utah.
Oh, nice to see Cunningham strike from mid-range. He obviously isn't afraid of mixing up his offense.
Here's Markkanen following the basket by Cade Cunningham. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Markkanen.
I'll tell you, they're leaning hard on this guy, but he's going to need some help here.
You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
Here's Markkanen. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Bailey passes to Markkanen. Clock at 6. Here's George. Banked in off the glass. George has got 6.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Pass to Harris. Good on the bucket. Harris has got the lead up to 9 now for the Pistons.
I'll tell you exactly the start to this half that you're looking for. He's taken 3 shots. He's made 3 shots.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks, Kevin. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, "When someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, 'That's the Dirk.' Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri." Back over to you, Kevin.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. And they call the foul, so he's got the and 1 chance here to make it a 3-point play. And that sends Cade Cunningham to the free throw line. Keontae George picks one up, and it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game.
One shot.
That's good from Cunningham.
And you gotta love Cunningham with the way that he's just always under control. He wants to play at his pace, methodically breaking down the defense.
Here's Mikhailuk. 8 points for him. Nailed from 3-point land. Markkanen's got 36.
Making a huge difference from deep tonight. That was a big-time shot.
That's where the bulk of his offense has come from, and they're going to need a few more of them before this one's over.
Now here is Harris. He's got 6. There's the lob to Duren. And Duren slams it in.
And credit Harris for creating that high percentage look, scanning the floor and finding the best option.
Pass to Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam. Duren sets the screen for Cunningham. Deep 2 from Robinson. The rebound by the Jazz. And it's Bailey in the corner for 3. Rebound, Detroit. Duren's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
That one falls. Cunningham's got 7 points for the quarter.
Boy, his offensive game has changed the tenor of this basketball game.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at Detroit. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason.
And I think for the Pistons, they've come through for their fans this season. All the optimism surrounding them, all the high hopes, all proved to be legit.
Well, how about the momentum they have built to get off to this fantastic start? All positive vibes right now for this group.
Now, here is George. He has 6. A three-pointer is right on target. George has got 9.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Outside, Robinson shoots the 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Three-pointer, Markkanen. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Cunningham for 3. It's rebounded by Mikhailuk.
Boy, this guy was able to connect from deep in the first half. Hasn't found the range since.
Stolen by Thompson. Pass to Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Great awareness by Thompson, wanting to find his open teammates whenever he can.
And here is Markkanen. George with the screen on Harris. Markkanen inside the line. And the jumper is good. Markkanen's got 40 points.
He is just self-willing his team right now, doing everything he can to keep them alive.
Now, here's Cunningham.
Oh, nice vision by Cunningham. Pretty much a 6'6" point guard. Cade is a really good passer.
Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connecticut Cam, brought to you by AT&T. And here's George. Outside, Markkanen. No good on the triple. Pistons leading by 13. There's the lob to Duren. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And that's something Cunningham takes pride in. Sharp read with that pinpoint pass.
Boy, this is how you move the ball effectively. They're not just passing it around the horn. They are passing with a purpose.
Here is Cunningham after the basket by Utah. And yes, it's good. Cunningham's got 9 points here in the second half.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
All right, fans, I want everyone here in the arena to get...
And Utah making a change here. Filipowski's checked in. While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. The Pistons, number 1.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
George passes to Nurkic. Shoots over Duren from 13 feet. It goes down. Nurkic has got his first bucket of the night.
Well, you can see on the face-up, Nurkic will drop that midi on you.
Here's Cunningham. Lays it up and banks it in.
This guy has absolutely owned this quarter. This is how you lead by example.
George passes to Mikhailuk. Pass to Nurkic. Here's Bailey. 4 on the clock. And the layup's good off the glass. Bailey's got 7 points in the game.
I like how assertive he was, making his presence felt on the interior.
Here's Harris. He has 6. Thompson sets the pick for Harris. A three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, they've done a good job overcoming his offensive struggles. He's got to be very thankful for his teammates. Taking what the defense gives you, exactly the shot you want, just doesn't go in.
Down low. Rebounded by the Jazz. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Outside, George. Driving inside. To Filipowski. Now Bailey for the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Bailey's got 7 now in this quarter.
Boy, you give this guy a half-decent look from distance, and he's going to make you pay.
Rebound by Nurkic.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Now, here's Nurkic. Shoots over Duren. From 7, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And that's one of the things Nurkic does so well. Absorb contact and still be in control.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Detroit.
And they're playing beautiful basketball right now, racking up the assists by playing so unselfishly, just finding the open man.
I think the other thing they've done exceptionally well tonight is shoot the mid-range and take advantage of those opportunities. Anytime they're given a look, they have delivered.
Free throw, no good for Nurkic.
Well, you love the competitiveness you get nightly from Yusuf Nurkic. The other thing you love is commitment to team, willing to back up teammates. I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
George passes to Bailey. Lebowski with it, still scoreless. Mikhailuk can't get it to go. Duren down low, defended by George. Shots good by Duren. Jazz trail by 10. Here's Nurkic. Now George. 9 points in the game so far. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Second personal foul.
Yeah, if Nurkic gets this kind of position and he's carved out that space, the best you can do sometimes is foul him.
And these are his 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight. No good on that.
One of the things I think teams love when you have Yusuf Nurkic is the kind of physicality he brings nightly in the middle of the paint. This is a guy who's capable of 20 and 20 on a good night.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Sensabaugh is checked in, and it's Collier in for Mikhailuk. Then for the Pistons, Stewart checked in for Asar Thompson. Ivy comes in for Duncan Robinson, and it's Jenkins in for Cunningham. Jenkins the pass to Duren. To the middle. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And one of the best guard finishers, Ivy relentless when attacking the rim.
And before his untimely injury, Jaden Ivey, Greg, was blossoming in his 3rd season.
Yeah, his shooting touch showed tremendous improvement. Great to see him back on the court, and still plenty of time to deliver on his potential.
The Jazz making a switch here. Sheboy's checked in. And that one misses.
And you have to appreciate the all-out effort Jaden Ivey gives you on the court. He works so hard to find ways to get involved and prove he belongs to it. And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Now, here's Ivey. Defense right on him. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. Jazz trail by 9. Outside, George. 1:56 left to play here in the 3rd. Pass to Sheboy. George in the post. Oh, that's blocked. And they force the shot Clock violation. Great D. And right now, let's watch that terrific swat.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
Cunningham is checked in for Jenkins. Pistons leading by 9. 1:37 left to play in the third. Pass to Duren. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Duren's got 12 points in just the second half.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Collier. 5 points in the game. Launches it. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Ivy kicks to Cunningham. Duren sets the screen for Cunningham. Stewart misses. Jazz trail by 11. There's 39 seconds left in the third. Here's Collier, covered by Cunningham. Just 5 to shoot. The Jazz with another miss.
Boy, this is the story of the night for this guy. He's taken a lot of questionable shots.
The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Stewart. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Stewart's got 10.
As a playmaker, Ivy has an interesting upside. If he continues to develop those skills, he'd only increase his value.
Shot from the wing. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. At the guard spots, we'll see Cunningham and Ivy. LeVert out there with Holland. And it's Stewart in at the center position. Now Stewart, after Lowry Markkanen misses from long range. Back to Stewart. Pass to Holland. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. Jazz trail by 14. Here's Collier. Here's Hendricks. Lots of room. That one, no good.
No one in his way. You have got to make the defense pay. That's a quality mid-range look right there. I'll tell you, he has not been at his best, but they're winning, and that's all that matters.
Here's Filipowski.
And there's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right, you could see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus. He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
Pass to Markkanen. Spins. Here's Collier. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Stewart. Now here's LeVert. Now here's Cunningham. Defended by Filipowski.
Come to me.
Now here's Cunningham. T right on him. And they pick up 2.
And this is the beauty of Cunningham. He can score from anywhere on the floor. That length, obviously, a huge advantage.
Here's Collier. Pass to Sensabaugh. Larkin in a screen on Ivy. Filipowski in the corner. Here's Collier from outside the arc. Rebounded by Cade Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Ivy. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. And the Pistons lead by 17.
Oh, how about the quick thinking by Ivy? I love when he goes right at it with the shot.
Here's Sensabaugh. Over to the left wing. Here's Collier, covered by Cunningham.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
LeVert the pass to Ivy. Cunningham right side. Back to Ivy. Puts it up from 12. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
Boy, the halftime break, I don't know what they gave him to drink back there, but he is pouring it on right now.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Over Ivy. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Here in the 4th, they've allowed just 4 points. And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Here's Nurkic. He's checked in for Utah. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Tobias Harris is checked in for Holland. Pass to Ivy. Back to Cunningham. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Cunningham's got 4 this quarter.
And the strength of Cunningham. Fantastic job there scoring on the defense.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Stewart. Thompson comes in for Karis LeVert. Robinson is subbed in for Ivy. Now here's Cunningham. Over George. Drops it in from 11 feet. Cunningham's got 41.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Markkanen following the basket by Cade Cunningham. The Jazz working the ball around now. George, that's a 2-pointer. Rebounded by the Pistons. Duren's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Thompson dishes to Cunningham. Zador's, when it comes to punishing flopping, the acronym is STEM, and you can walk us through this. STEM.
That's right, Kevin. Secondary, theatrical, embellished movements. Players are always going to embellish contact because they want to make sure the official sees it. What the league doesn't want are the flailing pirouettes, the exaggeration or feigning of contact. Those actions will be penalized.
And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation. Detroit with the ball. They've got a 13-2 run going. And here is Robinson. Pass to Duren. 6 to shoot. Here's Cunningham, defended by George. Cunningham's shot is off. Utah has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Now, here's George. Nurkic a screen on Cunningham. Out to the right wing. Bailey. That ball, nice speed that time from George. George has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Pass to Duren. And here is Harris. Duren sets the screen for Thompson. Outside Robinson. Duren finds Robinson. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Jazz trail by 20. Bailey with the ball. And with NBA defenses more spread out than ever, Doris, teams are getting more aggressive, looking for offensive rebounds.
They are, Kevin, because it can be a valuable asset to get extra possessions. You're winning on the margins if you do that. And let's remember, certain guys just have a knack for getting offensive rebounds, so why not let those guys work?
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Now, here is George. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Boy, as strong as he's been, they're going to need him to continue shouldering the load to try to break through.
At the line for Utah, Keontae George. One shot.
That's good from George.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it. More than capable of scoring at all three levels.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Duren. Back to Robinson. Cunningham for 3. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Robinson's got 3 assists now in this one. George passes to Nurkic. Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket is, I'm fine with that.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
Boy, this offense has revolved around him today, and rightly so. He has been fantastic.
Jazz trail by 20. Outside, Markkanen. Nurkic a screen on Harris. Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Bailey. The Jazz keeping it alive. A new 14. Here's George. Markkanen sets the pick for George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Detroit leading by 20. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Misses the 3. Utah's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep.
Robinson. First personal foul, second team foul. At the line for 2. Keontae George.
That free throw good from George. And George drops them both.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Now here is Harris. Thompson outside. Now Harris. Outside Cunningham. Misses the three. Jazz trail by 18. Here's Mikhailuk. Now here's Nurkic. Fires the three. Duran pulls it down.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Outside Robinson. Outside Harris. Can't get the three. Jazz shooting 40% in the fourth. He's off from three. Detroit leading by 18. Outside Cunningham. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Durant. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Pistons.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
And looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Cade Cunningham.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Now, here's Cunningham. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Takes it inside. It misses. And it's the Jazz's ball. It's an 18-point game. Here's Collier. Covered by Cunningham. Releases. Cleared away by Stewart.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Now, here's Cunningham. Goes up. That does not go. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan saying